The WNBA is back, and what better way to kick off the season than with Clark versus Angel Reese, their first matchup since the 2023 college title game. Since then, Caitlin has come out on top almost every time, and you could tell Angel was desperate to flip the script. This game had everything: logo threes, missed wide-open layups, and clear tension between the two stars. The Indiana Fever hosted the Chicago Sky, and it all started with South Carolina teammates tipping off Cardoso won it. Sprinted down the floor, and Ariel Atkins quickly found her under the basket for the first points of the season.
The Fever
made major off-season moves, and they paid off early. On a hedged play, Nurse switched onto Clark, leaving Natasha Howard with a mismatch in the paint against the smaller Courtney Vandersloot. Clark dished it off, and Aaliyah Boston stepped back, pulling Cardoso out of the paint, allowing Howard to establish deep position, receive a perfect entry pass from Dewana Bonner, and score. Contrary to popular belief, Angel Reese has clearly been grinding this summer at the top of the key. She put the ball on the floor, showed off her improved handle with a slick hesitation move, then charged into the paint with a full head of steam, finishing through contact. This is Angel at her best, snowapologetically aggressive. But speaking of players at their best, it doesn't get much better than Clark in rhythm. She responded immediately, racing up the court and pulling up from the logo, knocking down her first three of the season as the fieldhouse erupted. The Fever started the game at a blistering pace the Sky couldn't match. After Angel jacked up a short three, Indiana exploded in transition. Kelsey Mitchell, possibly the fastest player in the league, showed why by turning on the Jets, splitting the defense, and making things happen. Kelsey Mitchell splits the defense and still has the poise to finish off the glass at top speed. That's why she's a two-time All-Star and such a vital piece for this Indiana team. On the other side, Chicago made a big effort in the offseason to build around their two bigs, and the chemistry is already showing. Dursloot circles under the rim and passes out to Camila High, who quickly feeds Angel Reese down low. Gets physical with Kelsey Mitchell and simply overpowers the smaller defender for an easy layup. But it's a different story when Aaliyah Boston is in the paint. Watch Angel stay aggressive, try to fake Aaliyah out, and barge her way in butt. Boston stands her ground and swats it out of bounds for her 100th career WNBA block. The Fever then fall asleep defensively, allowing Nurse to hit a jumper off the inbound. Keeping the tempo, Clark pushes the ball in transition, tries to finish, misses, and wants a foul but doesn't get the call.
Foul.
Angel Reese grabs the rebound and launches a Jokic-like full-court pass to Nurse, creating a 2-1-1 fast break. Nurse dishes to Vandersloot, who finishes the play, and even though Angel didn't get the assist, she made it all happen with that elite vision. The Sky briefly take an early lead, but it doesn't last long because Kelsey Mitchell is dialed in. She Iverson cuts off the ball, steps into a three from the wing, and nails it, scoring 5 quick points to start the season. Chicago hangs tough early. Rebecca Allen drives, kicks it baseline to Ariel Atkins in the corner, who drills a triple right in front of the Fever bench. Then Allen gets a bucket of her own, attacking Lexi Hull off the dribble. Hull defends well, but Allen still banks it in over 2 Fever defenders. This sequence shows exactly what Natasha Howard brings to Indiana. Shea glides downhill for a shot, misses, but sticks with it, picks Atkins' pocket, powers her way back inside, and finishes off the glass. Her dominance continues on the next possession. Back to the basket, one dribble, push shot over the left shoulder, all net. That brings her total to 8 points already, and we're still in the first quarter. She's giving Chicago all kinds of problems inside, so much so that they completely forget about Kelsey Mitchell on the perimeter. Howard cuts as a decoy. Bonner swings the extra pass, and Mitchell connects on a catch-and-shoot 3, now up to 8 points herself without missing a shot. And right here, it just gets silly bad news for Williams, who has to try and stay in front of Kelsey Mitchell. Good luck with that. Kelsey toys with her on the perimeter, gets her off balance, and crosses. Back inside, Kelsey Mitchell hops past Angel Reese into the paint and nearly converts one of the plays of the season. She's fouled on the drive and heads to the line, where she splits a pair of free throws. On the final play of the first quarter, Indiana continues to feed the hot hand. Kelsey drives from half court, scoops it up, but misses. Williams grabs the rebound for Chicago, and Angel Reese is off to the races. Clark sprints back to recover. But with a clear path to the rim and a significant height advantage, Angel seems certain to score, only to blow the wide-open right-hand layup at the buzzer. Some things never change. It's the Fever end the first quarter, leading by 5. The second quarter starts with Rachel Banham pulling up off the dribble and drilling a deep 3, showing off her range. Sydney Colson, the Fever's veteran point guard, tries a reverse layup on the baseline but gets blocked. Lexi Hull, everyone's favorite hustler, is the first to react and cleans up the play for a putback score. Moments later, Indiana pushes. The pace Lexi hits Caitlin Clark in transition, and Clark splits the defense with a dazzling bounce pass for Lexi to finish another layup. The Fever open the second quarter with high energy, and Lexi continues to cause chaos, anticipating Nurse's cut, tipping the ball off the backboard. Clark recovers, drives to the hoop, but gets chased down and blocked by Williams. The Sky turned defense into offense, and on the other end, the Fever show no respect to Angel Reese, giving her the Ben Simmons treatment. But her off-season work pays off. Angel takes advantage of the space and knocks down a 3 from the top of the key. It's just the 4th of her WNBA career. You're wondering why Indiana signed DeWanna Bonner? Here's the answer. Even at 37, she's still got it. Angel crosses left, but Bonner reads it perfectly, picks her pocket, takes it coast to coast for an easy score. And unlike others, she doesn't miss wide-open layups. One player we haven't talked much about is Aaliyah Boston, but that's about to change. She gets in on the action with a pick and roll, alongside Clark on the right wing. Chicago blitzes Clark to avoid a 3, but Caitlin reads the defense and finds Boston in space. Aaliyah fakes out her former college teammate so badly she might need a ticket to re-enter the arena. A perfect pump fake, 1 dribble, and an easy finish. Aaliyah Boston just makes it all look effortless. It looks so easy, everyone on the Fever is eating early on. Caitlin Clark has been relatively quiet until now, coming off a screen from Aaliyah Boston. As Caitlin puts the brakes on Atkins and shakes her at the foul line to knock down a wide-open mid-range jumper. On the other end, the Sky run a pick and roll with Vandersloot and Angel Reese. The W's 7-time assist leader threads a pocket pass to Angel, who, despite heavy traffic, finds Camila underneath for a set shot. Great chemistry between Chicago's bigs. Indiana responds quickly in transition. DeWanna Bonner leads the break and dumps it off to Natasha Howard. Bodie's Vandersloot in the lane, sending her to the floor and scoring the easy layup, just in case anyone forgot how deadly Indiana's to-man game is. Clark and Boston remind them. Caitlin passes to Aaliyah, cuts, gets it back, then returns it to Boston, who steps out and drains a jumper, showing off her expanded range. Plays like these prove why they're the W's most dangerous one to punch. Indiana takes their largest lead of the game up by 11. Angel Reese then throws a bad pass, but Vandersloot saves it. Reese recovers and fires a bullet pass to Michaela, down low, seemingly for an assist, but Aaliyah. Boston recovers at the last second and swats it out of bounds for her 3rd block of the game. On the next possession, Indiana decides to switch things up out of an inbound play. Clark sets up like she's going to receive a return pass, but Boston fakes the handoff, keeps it herself, and drives straight to the basket for the score. Do you even stop that? With the Sky going ice cold from the field, they desperately need a big shot. They get when Michaela sets a solid off-ball screen to free up sharpshooter Rebecca Allen, who nails the catch-and-shoot 3. Then comes Nurse. One-on-one in the post with Caitlin Clark, she holds her ground well, forcing the taller Nurse to settle for a fadeaway shot that gets the shooter's roll and scores. I can't say enough about Aaliyah Boston in this second quarter after Kelsey. Mitchell's heat check, long 3 misses. Boston boxers out, Williams down low, scores the putback, and draws the foul for an and one. Then Rebecca Allen drives and finishes with a soft touch over Boston. On the final possession of the half, you know what's coming? Clark drains the clock. Goes left, jacks up her signature step-back 3, and hits it over Kia Nurse with just a second left in the quarter. Clark goes into halftime having done a bit of everything with 12 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 blocks. Angel Reese on the losing side is doing her thing too, keeping her team in it with 7 points and 9 rebounds. Safe to say the first half lived up to all the hype, and I assure you the second half is even crazier. It starts right here. Clark to Boston, who throws it to Mitchell, backpedaling to the corner. Kelsey bursts baseline with intent, draws the attention of Angel, and drops it off to a slashing Howard, who scores with her left hand. Angel Reese comes out in the second half aggressive, receives the pass, pounds her way inside, and finishes. Strong through contact. She's screaming for an and one, but doesn't get the call. The Fever led by 15, and the game is starting to slip away from Chicago. Then Ariel Atkins steps up with a catch-and-shoot shot from downtown to give her team a much-needed boost. And this right here is just beautiful from number 22. Caitlin Clark running the point and executing the pick. ... Clark runs the pick and roll beautifully, spinning away from contact, squaring up as if she's about to launch one of her trademark threes, but instead threads an absolutely delightful dime behind Angel Reese into Howard's path on the roll for a smooth reverse finish. Sometimes I think she's a better passer than a shooter. Y'all love to see the Boston Cardoso match up Palia. Boston rolls out the screen from Camila Cardoso, puts the ball on the floor, backs down, and Camila, aware of her size disadvantage, sells a fake, waits for Boston to leave her feet, and then drops it in on the other end. Angel Reese tries to answer back, getting physical with Howard twisting and turning. She puts up a shot, misses, grabs her own rebound for a second chance, misses the layup again, gets another board. But this time, Cardoso rips the ball loose. On the way up, Angel is convinced she was fouled again, but no call is made. Caitlin Clark gives the fans what they came to see, bobbing and weaving as she isolates Vanderloot on the left wing, putting the ball on the floor, going to work with a dance-like drive, stepping back to sink a smooth jumper, then turning to the home crowd with a cheeky grin. Then comes the moment seen all over social media. Rebecca Allen misses a three. Angel pushes off Howard to grab the rebound. Clark looks to the official no foul called. Angel tries to capitalize with a layup, but Caitlin steps in, gets physical, and sends Angel to the floor hard, staring her down afterward. Angel gets up furious, goes straight to Caitlin, letting her know exactly how she feels. And chaos erupts as teammates and coaches swarm the floor to restrain Angel, while Clark walks away as if nothing happened. Now, technically, yes, this was basketball. Caitlin took one for the team by fouling Reese and sending her to the line instead of giving up an easy layup. But honestly, she's competitive and made sure to leave one on Angel, and rightly so. We've seen Angel get physical with Caitlin before committing some hard fouls over the years. It's safe to say Caitlin got her revenge on this play. She was called for a flagrant foul, and both Reese and Boston received technicals, sending Angel to the line for free throws. The crowd went wild when she stepped up and missed the first foul shot, which I guess justifies Caitlin's decision to make the tactical foul. Courtney Vandersloot may be known for her passing, but she can score to watch her blow by Kelsey Mitchell. Absorb contact and finish through it for an and one and a chance to cut the lead to 10. Seriously, if Olia Boston adds this to her game, they might as well just hand the Fever the championship now. Late in the shot clock, the Fever turned to the Clark-Boston pick and roll. But instead of rolling, Aaliyah pops out to the perimeter and drains her first long ball of the year. It's those two coming together, again Clark, with a 1-2 with Boston, who gets busy, retreats on the drive back outside, then throws it back inside to Aaliyah. She's just too big, too strong, and too good for the Sky to contain on the interior. It's an 8-point Fever run going into the fourth quarter, and the Fever led by 20 points. Caitlin Clark is on triple-double watch. Caitlin Clark, with 14 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists, is really feeling herself on this play as she passes half-court, crosses left, and pulls the trigger from Curry range. And of course, she connects as the Fever start running away with the game. Now Clark is in the right place at the right time, stealing the ball and quickly getting a pass ahead to Mitchell, who finishes strong. Angel Reese isn't done yet. She's still fighting. On the fast break, hopping past Caitlin into a high off-the-glass layup. Say what you want about this guy's performance, but AR has definitely turned up for the team in this game. Another inbound play showcases the great Clark-Boston connection. Caitlin passes to Aaliyah at the foul line, throws it right back as Clark curls, Aaliyah slips, Clark splits the double with a bounce pass, and Boston cashes in, taking her total to 19 points and giving Clark her 10th assist. This play is just ridiculous as Caitlin Clark puts on a show, getting a mismatch against Cardoso. She could easily blow by her inside for 2, but CC wants the 3. And the Brazilian can't stop Clark from shooting over the 6'8 giant and draining it from downtown. A shooting masterclass is on full display in this fourth quarter from the sophomore point guard. With just under 6 minutes to go, Clark sits on the bench. But Indiana's offense keeps ticking as Aaliyah Boston takes over point guard duties, throwing a bounce pass to a cutting Mitchell, who pushes it in from the middle of the lane. Fever are up by nearly 30 points, but refuse to take their foot off the gas, with Abs still giving her all defensively, blocking not 1, not 2, but 3 shots in quick succession. Kelsey Mitchell keeps moving off the ball, too quick to stop, scoring on a backdoor cutoff, a find from Howard, and finishing with a reverse layup. With 4 minutes left in the game, Hailey Van Leff makes her WNBA debut as Banham buries a free off the dribble over Caitlin. Then comes the moment of the night. Dana Bonner, at the line, makes history with a free throw that ties and then surpasses Tina Thompson to move into 3rd place on the WNBA's all-time scoring list. She is soon subbed off to a standing ovation from the Fever crowd. What a moment for Dana Bonner, and a big moment for Hailey Van Leff, who also ISOs with Caitlin Clark at the top of the key. At the key, she hasn't forgotten about the 40-point Elite 8 massacre and will feel better about herself. It's baking history with a nice floater in the lane for her first WNBA points in her career. We all know Caitlin Clark likes this matchup, so watch her go. Behind the back on Hailey, launch a deep 3 that misses, but Lexi Hall puts it back for 2. Then, after the Sky misses a 3, Caitlin Clark gets her 10th rebound of the game, securing a triple-double to start the season against the Sky. With that, Clark checks out of the game, handling business and dominating Angel Reese & Co. In the Fever season opener, calling the game right here as Chicago throws in the towel. Indiana finishes on a high with a 93-58 final score, a 35-point blowout. Many Fever players had great games. Clark with 20 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists. Aaliyah Boston had a dominant start with 19 points and 13 rebounds. Lexi Hall nearly had a double-double with 9 points and 9 rebounds in just 23 minutes. Howard and Mitchell chipped in 15 points each. On the losing side, Angel Reese had a respectable effort with 12 points and 17 rebounds in what was an embarrassing loss. Great vibes from the Fever at the end of the celebration as they enjoy their victory to start the season, defending home soil in another brilliant Chicago Sky versus Indiana Fever matchup. If you've made it this far in the video and want to support an actual human, not an AI content creator, make sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, like and share the video. And on that note, it's DKM signing out until our next Fever game piece.